Hey everyone, what is going on? We are shoutcasting UnkemptBeast Go Battle League run. I believe this was Season 1's battles. I don't think it's Season 2, but he is currently ranked 9, or at least was, and his team is pretty interesting. We have the ALOLAN Ninetales, Azumarill, and Mawile. Now obviously we see Azumarill on almost every team, and then Mawile, occasionally you see it, more so the Shadow variant. And ALOLAN Ninetales, I think I saw it a couple times. I know For the Battles had used it and did really well with it at one point, but I don't see it that often. But let's go ahead and see what's going on. So we have the Mawile right now, the regular one again, not the Shadow one. And it looks like, what's going on? Is there lag? The opponent's deciding? The opponent decides to actually leave the game, so good game. Gonna go ahead and jump into the next game, leading with ALOLAN Ninetales versus Showdown. So this is a turbo matchup for the Ninetales. It has to bail into a Azumarill, so definitely a good switch. But that Victreebel comes, the Shadow Victreebel. Shadow Victreebel absolutely eats Azumarill. You do have to shield that Ice Beam because that would do a lot of damage, if not knock out the Victreebel. But Victreebel will finish off Azumarill, and in comes Mawile. The Fire Fang is doing a lot of damage, and the Razor Leaf is going to be resisted. But Mawile is still taking a lot, especially since that Acid Spray just hit it. Look how much damage that Mawile did. Or not the Mawile, the Azumarill. That was absolutely crazy. So Iron Head coming out from the Mawile. We'll have to see how much damage this does. Going to do a lot, as expected, but the Mawile does collapse. In comes ALOLAN Ninetales. Can't quite finish it off. If this is a Sludge Bomb, it's going to devastate that Ninetales. Shielding up. It's just a Mud Bomb, but still shielding, not wanting to take any chances. Showdown comes in, and he's going to leave the game because there was nothing he could do at that point. So the next game is going to be ALOLAN Ninetales versus Ferrothorn. So again, this is favorable for the Ferrothorn. At least I thought it was, but it was still taking a lot of damage, right, from that charm. But the Fire Fang Mawile comes in. In comes a Purified Mawile from the opponent. So it's a Mawile mirror match at this point. Power Punch going to be shielded. So the opposing Mawile probably going for a Power Punch. Yep, Power Punch as well. And that's just going to boost Fire Fang. The Mawile from UnkemptBeast side is going to fall. And in comes Azumarill to finish off with Bubble. We'll have to see what comes in. Going to be that Ferrothorn Power Whip. Going to do a good amount. Not going to take it out. Not even close. But it still does a good amount. Needs one more. The Azumarill is going to go ahead and go for the Ice Beam right now. Ice Beam is going to be shielded. Totally fine. And it looks like this charge attack is coming through from the Ferrothorn. Going to be a power up that will be enough to KO that Azumarill. Still has 2 shields though, so 2 shields to 0. This charm is definitely doing a lot of damage. Going to go ahead and go for the Psyshock, wanting to knock out this Ferrothorn before it is able to get off a charge move. In comes Azumarill, so yeah, it looks like UnkemptBeast is actually going to be able to win this one. I thought it was looking like a tough situation, but no, it looks like he's actually going to be able to win because he has 2 shields, and Charm is just devastating. Plus, you can get to the Psyshock, which is going to do a good amount of damage to the Azumarill. Not too much, but I mean, it definitely helps because all you have to do is farm down because you still have a shield. Going to go ahead and block this Azumarill's attack. Going to be an Ice Beam as expected, but that still would have done a good amount to Ninetales. Looks like a little bit of lag. But yeah, the Ice Beam doesn't go through, and the Charm is going to be able to, I guess, finish off the Azumarill. Well, I don't know. I guess the opponent left that game. I don't know. But either way, going ahead and winning that one. So next up is ALOLAN Ninetales versus Azumarill. So again, we'll have to see how what happens here. I mean, obviously, if you invest both shields, the Ninetales will win. But in the lead position, you might not want to do that, or you might want to do it. We'll have to see how Unkempt decides to play it out. Blocking the Hydro Pump, so nice shield. Gonna go ahead and go for that Psyshock. Wants to do a lot of damage, and it's gonna be shielded. So at least picking up a shield from the Azumarill. So now at this point, since you took one shield, I would be okay with investing both shields, but they switch out, and now the Mawile comes in, and Mawile is absolutely going to have a field day. Going to be taking some nice neutral damage, quite a bit of damage. That's actually a lot of damage. So it's not like a one-sided game or anything, but at least this Fire Fang is definitely doing a lot to the Registeel, as well as boosting it with fire. With Power Punch. Going to go ahead and have to shield this. Registeel would have won if you didn't actually shield this attack. But now, after the shield, you just fall down with Fire Fang as such, so nice play. So in comes Azumarill, going to go ahead and go for that Power Up Punch. So this Power Up Punch, not going to do much at all, and Mawile collapses. In comes Ninetales. Unfortunately, Charm just can't get that Azumel before it gets off a Hydro Pump, which will knock out the Ninetales. Totally fine. In comes Azumel. We'll have to see what's in the back. Altaria. Oh, man. Oh, he's actually going to win this, right? This Altaria. I mean, Altaria can technically take an Ice Beam, but not really well. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see. I mean, Sky Attack, you're going to need multiple Sky Attacks. Even 2 Sky Attacks is not going to be enough. So yeah, I would say he definitely wins this one. Just trying to get to this Ice Beam. Able to get to it. This is, again, is not going to take out that Altaria, but it's still going to do a lot of damage, as you can see. Now you can just, at this point, just farm down with Bubble. Right? So Sky Attack coming through, but again, not going to knock out that Azumarill as such. And Altaria collapses. In comes that opposing Azumel, and this Azumel gets to an Ice Beam. Could have probably knocked out with Bubble, but you might as well go for the Ice Beam just in case your opponent has more energy than you think. So jumping into the next game, it's going to be ALOLAN NINETALES versus Mew. So we'll have to see how this plays out. I mean, what's Mew want to do? We'll have to see. Mew is going to go ahead and go for a Charge Attack now. What is it going to be? It's going to be Low Sweep. Okay. That's going to be neutral to Ninetales Low Sweep. I didn't even know that was in the game, to be honest with you. That's really cool. I didn't know. So probably another Low Sleep. So I'm going to go ahead and shield that Psyshock. Excuse me. I'm just speechless. I wasn't expecting a Low Sweep. So doing a lot to Mew, and then Mew is going to fall after another Charm. We'll have to see what comes in. Vileplume. Okay, I'm digging it. I mean, Vileplume with Razor Leaf doing a lot of damage, right? Usually the Razor Leaf variants we see is going to be that Victreebel, whether it be the Shadow variant or not, but seeing it over here as well on Vileplume. So now we have the Azumel versus Altaria. We know how this matchup goes. We know that this shiny Azumel is going to be able to take it. I'm going to go ahead and go for the Ice Beam. This Ice Beam going to do a lot, but it is shielded. Wants to get to another. Sky Attack not going to be enough, not going to shield it. Not really a need to shield it. I mean, you could, I guess, shield it to stay healthier, but you don't really need to. They're going to have to go for another one if they want to try and beat this Azumel. Dragon Breath is just not going to be able to feint Azumel because of its fairy typing. So, yeah, they switch into Vileplume, trying to quickly knock out, but not able to do so. The Fire Fang Mawile comes in, absolutely loving to attack this Vileplume. So, Power Punch coming out. Again, this is resisted, and it's also a weak move. So Vileplume not going to, go down or anything, but another Fire Fang will allow it to go down. In comes Altaria. So this Altaria going to go for a Sky Attack. I mean, it's resisted, but it's still going to do a good amount of damage because Mawile, not the bulkiest Pokemon, going for the Iron Head, able to get to it. So this Iron Head's going to knock out this Altaria in just a moment. And I believe it knocks it out. Yep, it knocks it out. Going to win that. So jumping into the next game. So it's going to be ALOLAN NINETALES versus Azumarill. So we'll have to see how this plays out. I mean, we've had this matchup multiple times in this video, so we know how it plays out. It's just a question of how each player wants to play it out. Going to go ahead and shield, as I would do. So that is a Hydro Pump. So now a Psyshock comes in from the ALOLAN NINETALES. That is going to be shielded as well. Beautiful, because now you could farm down the Azumel, assuming it doesn't switch out. Yes, you'll have to commit your last shield, but you'll win the lead, and you'll also take one shield from them. So it's totally worth the trade-off, in my opinion. So we're going to go ahead and block that and feint down that Azumel. So now this Ninetales has energy ready to go against Registeel. So obviously Registeel is going to be a good counter to the Ninetales. But, at least you can get off whatever damage you can, because this Registeel will have to throw a charge attack. There's no way it cannot. So going to go ahead and go for the Flash Cannon to knock out the Ninetales. And comes Fire Fang Mawile. So Mawile, as I said, just having a field day, going to town with Fire Fang. It does go ahead and go for the Power Up Punch right now. And our charge attack will come through. Again, we've seen how much damage this does to Mawile, so it's going to do a lot. Focus Blast, even a Flash Cannon would do a lot. Switching into Sableye, so out comes Azumel. So, okay, Azumel is pretty good counter to Sableye, and of course, this Azumel, if you have Play Rough, of course, it's going to be a lot better, as this one does. So, I'm going to go ahead and go for the Ice Beam bait. Not really a bait at this point. So it is shielded. That still probably honestly would have knocked out the Sableye. So that's why I said, as you know, not really a bait at this point, because it still would have knocked it out. Power Gem coming out, but that Azumarill can take it, and going to go ahead and get off that Ice Beam, hoping to knock out this Sableye, which I believe it should definitely knock it out, as it does. In comes this Registeel, and Registeel actually does lock on Fawn down. If it had another one ready to go, it would have won, but no, gonna go ahead and win that. So the next game is going to be Alolan Ninetales versus this Lanturn. So we'll have to see how this matchup goes. Very interesting. The Thunderbolt will do a lot. Hydro Pump would definitely do a lot. We'll have to see. Yep, one more, but not going to be able to fob down. So, okay, shielding on the Lanturn's end, but it switches into Whiscash. Out comes Azumarill. So Azumarill going to be able to take these Mud Bombs quite nicely. So Mud Bomb number 1, not doing that much. Yeah, just probably going to go straight Ice Beams at this point. You could go Play Rough. I mean, it is Stab, so you could. Both are neutral, so going to be able to take another one. He is going for the Play Rough. That's probably the way to go if you don't have the Hydro Pump. But Play Rough is going to connect, doing a lot of damage. And at this point, can you Fawn down at this point? This Mud Bomb is not going to knock out. But I don't know how close he is to another Mud Bomb. I'm not really too sure. Oh, I think you can. I think you can. Yeah, he might have just gotten to the Mud Bomb, but able to Fawn down. Lanturn comes in, going straight for that Play Rough. So good play. Good play. That will be shielded. And trying to get to another one. Can he get to it? He still has 2 shields, so of course he can get to it. But I'm going to go ahead and get to that Play Rough right now. And that's almost going to knock out the Lanturn. Lanturn does go for a charge move. No shield necessary in this situation. I might as well just let Azumarill go down. In comes Ninetales to feint it. Out comes Altaria. So this out. So the opponent just backs out, and we're going to jump into the next game. So it's Alolan Ninetales versus Hypno. And this Hypno going to go ahead and go for a charge attack. The Ninetales will shield, not wanting to take, who knows, it could have been like a Fire Punch, right? So just trying to farm down, going for the Psyshock. You know what? I might actually want to try out Alolan Ninetales at this point. This train is really making me want to try it, right? It has good matchups against basically everything but steel types, right? I am not everything, but like in this like open greatly, I obviously Skarmory will counter it, so in comes the Firefang Mawile, which is absolutely gonna devastate the Skarmory. Holy cow. So Mawile gonna go ahead and go for Power Punch. Now I don't have a Shadow Mawile that I invested in. Unfortunately, it still has frustration, so I might try the regular Mawile. I probably would prefer the Shadow one, but I still might try the regular one, see how this team works, because it seems like a really solid team, to be honest with you. Not Ninetales. Definitely doing a lot of damage. Going right back into it, trying to farm down. He can farm down before a Thunder Punch comes out. In comes Umbreon. Oh man, Umbreon comes in. Now, this Ninetales is really low, but still, before it goes down, it's going to deal a lot of damage. Look how much damage that's doing. You know, that Umbreon is just not able to farm down. So, Umbreon, I'm going to go ahead and go for the Foul Play, and that will be enough. Okay, so in comes the Azumarill. It doesn't matter. I mean, it doesn't matter. That's a game over. So, opponent backs out, and we're going to jump into the next game. Going to be, okay, a Dugong versus a Alolan Ninetales. We'll have to see how this plays out. We'll have to see what happens. It is going to be, yeah, we'll have to see what happens. I mean, this Charm's doing a lot. Obviously, Icy Wind is going to lower the Charm's damage. There you go, Icy Wind. But, I mean, it's still chipping away. In comes Toxicroak. Okay, I mean, I understand that switch, but you also have to keep in mind that, well, this is going to force a shield. And then, Charm is still doing a lot, but you could also switch. So, you do have to watch out for the Sludge Bomb. This could possibly be a Sludge Bomb. Yep, calling it correctly, it is a Sludge Bomb. And getting to the Ice Beam, yeah, I definitely want to try out this team. I'm really inspired by this team. It looks so solid. I'll probably go with Play Rough on my Mawile, maybe. We'll see. I was thinking Play Rough instead of Iron Head, but he's running Iron Head, so maybe I'll just try it out. Another Sludge Bomb, that is shielded as well, so nice call. I'm going to go ahead and go for the Ice Beam. So this Ice Beam is going to be enough. Toxicroak collapses. In comes Dugong. Okay, Dugong probably just going Icy Wind to try and lower the attack. We'll have to see. What other move it decides to go for. Nope, Icy Wind. So Icy Wind will lower its attack. Azumarill does get off the Play Rough right now. And this play rough is going to be enough. No, I lied. That's right, it was debuffed. Even if it wasn't debuffed, I don't think it would have been enough, but I think it would have been super, super close. So Icy Wind coming out. Now in comes Firefang. Or, not Firefang, the Charm User, doing a lot of damage to this, Munchlax. I almost said Snorlax, but Body Slam coming out. Enough to knock out the Alolan Ninetales. In comes Firefang Mawile. We know what Firefang Mawile loves to do. It's going to go ahead and go for that Power Up Punch. So this is going to chip away and boost the Firefangs as well. So, okay, going for a charge attack. Probably going to be a Bulldoze, to be honest with you. It is a Bulldoze. That is enough to knock out the Mawile. In comes Azumarill. Zuma's going to have to click. Oh, yeah, it had to click on it. I mean, it would have fainted. Right? It had to go for the Ice Beam. So enough to knock out that Munchlax, and in comes Dugong. And wait, was that a tie? It kind of looked either Azumarill won or it was a tie. It was hard to say, but either way, good game. But for the next matchup, it's going to be Ninetales versus that Toxicroak. Switching into Azumarill, in comes his own Azumarill. Now Azumarill with Play Rough does win this matchup. He probably switched. He could have stayed in with the Alolan Ninetales. Probably decided to switch out, though, because he wanted to save that Ninetales for the Toxicroak. Of course, you have to watch out for the Sludge Bomb, as well as Count is still doing a good amount of damage, right? Neutral damage. But still, I understand why you would save that. So, going to go ahead and go for another one. Yeah, I'm definitely going to go ahead and try out this team. It seems so solid. I mean, it seems like it counters a lot of the meta. Obviously, you could lose the lead if they lead something like a steel type like Registeel or Bastiodon, then you have to bail. But if you don't catch those leads, I mean, it's actually really good. So in comes Toxicroak. This is Azumarill going to go ahead and go for that Ice Beam, trying to get off a lot of damage against the Toxicroak. It will be shielded, totally fine. That Toxicroak bails into Registeel. Okay, Registeel, you are going to bring in that Firefang Mawile. Yep, absolutely. Now again, Mawile we know takes a lot of damage from Focus Blast and Flash Cannon, actually allowing it to go through. I feel like I would have shielded that, but I understand why you wouldn't shield it, because it's not going to be enough to knock out, plus that Registeel has to get to another one. It's not going to be able to lock on down, so I do understand why you wouldn't shield that one. So shielding this one because he wants to win the lead, and just farming on down. You could probably go for that Iron Head. Okay, I guess he attempted to, allowing his Mawile to go down. In comes that beautiful Ninetales. We love to see it, right? And yeah, don't even go for Side Shock. Just farm down because you still have a shield, right? Even if a Sludge Bomb would be enough, Mud Bomb might even be enough. I don't know if it would be, but it doesn't matter. Thank you so much for checking out my latest video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to follow me on Twitter. If you like this video, check out one of my other videos that you'll probably enjoy.